here 3v3 Leyrus Jungle Gate. Blue team, it's Djimbo, plays a Lord General. He's not moving, no. There we go. Has a retinue to help him out of these stormtroopers, can add to them throughout the game. Fights in range combat, very good defense and support alongside. 1nprovize is a force commander, very good offense, can also tank damage, support with buffs and disrupt though. And rounding out the blue team is sexy Marine David as a Grey Knight brother captain, and he's used the right scheme. Well done. Very good offense and support, very durable as well, can walk through cover and cannot be suppressed. Red team, Manu is a plague champion, starts out range combat with its damage of a time bolter, can get meta weapons, good versatility and utility, can build turrets and repair but is slow. Alongside is Boink, plays a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander that fights in melee combat, lots of great manipulation and generally annoying stuff. This is Wordbearer's DLC. And rounding out red team is Lesten as an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat, lots of great buffs with some debuffs and crowd control too, taking big shots there. 493, 499, looks like it is the Farseer versus the Lord General on this western resource lane, basically the solo lane on this map. That's not too difficult to support. Contested VP, 4 armies crowding around it. Here come the Space Marines to reinforce their Grey Knight allies. Heretics moving towards those stormtroopers and force them off. Doom bolts right in the face of this strike squad, and these guys in trouble now. Heretics, do they get away? Strike squad still with 3 models somehow. Down goes one. Can the Chaos Sorcerer get another? I don't think he can, and those guys are lucky to get away with 2 models. Tactical Marines now caught, and they are forced off. 1nprovize straight away going for some devastators. Boink lost his opening Heritage squad and is replacing them. Lesten with a Guardian weapon team on the way. Djimbo double guardsman into a Sentinel, which is decapping, which is very annoying. 455, 499. Force commander staying in this engagement. He has a 40 DPS melee weapon to start off with, which is nothing to sniff at. Brother captain moving in as well to support. Both these commanders still on the field, trying to hold up this red army, but they are both going to be forced off, I think. Force commander does get away. Brother captain now backing away, knows it's no point trying to take a model. Maybe he could have gone for these CSM and tried to get a model off them though. Plague champion now going for the generators. Stormtroopers already have their sergeant up, makes them a detector unit, and they're getting their grenade launchers as well, which are awesome. Double heretics coming to reinforce the west side. Multi-last turret is up, but then is scuttled to return some of the resources back to Djimbo. He's lost his sentinel and is in full retreat. He might just respond now with catachans or a heavy weapon team. Lesten with some rangers on the way. Sorcerer wants this power. Scouts might just turn around and shoot him up. There we go. He's backing away though. Djimbo is responding with a heavy weapon squad. Devastators are set up very cautiously, way back there. Need to push forward, waiting for the rest of his army. I suppose here are the strike squad. Heavy infantry, both good in melee and range combat.
Sir, power node is ready.
And they're going to try and cap the contested VP, yes? Nope. Havoc's going to set up in their face. There's the disruptive barrage. And now they spot the aspiring champion heretics, which are on the field for Manu. Devastators will suppress them and an instant retreat there, and those guys will take a lot of damage from those grenade launchers if they can hit them right. Strike squad have taken the garrison. It's a bit odd. 432, 499. They might be able to sneak around and melee the Havocs. In fact, they easily will be able to. What was that? No idea. Looked like a ranger shot coming in from somewhere. Maybe I'm seeing things. 421, 499. Rangers are all the way over here. They also have their pathfinding gear, I should say. Sexy Marine David not going for any other unit here. Is he trying to rush tier 2 for a dreadnought or something? Both players being quite cautious on the west. Artillery spotters on the way. Refractor field would be very helpful for these guys. It will make them immune to the knockback from kinetic pulse. Sorcerer has capped blue's natural. but red team can't take the east for a triple, blue team will take it. And tier 2 for Boink. Eternal War up on these Chaos Space Marines, boosting their damage across the board, melee and ranged combat. You can tell by the plus icon and those insignias around their weapons. These guys in retreat do not have Eternal War. Assault Marines on the field though for 1nprovize will help them greatly to break through this Havoc's wall. We do have some Raptors as well for Manu, who can jump the Devastators in turn, and there's the jump. And these guys do some serious damage to retreating Devastators. Can they get a model? Almost did. Strike Squad are there. 358, 499. Assault Marines forcing off the Havocs, and looks like they did get a model, unless it was taken out before. There's another jump, trying to stop the decap, and they did stop it. Nicely done, but now they're in retreat, and red team should be able to take this eastern side back. Shuriken is infiltrated by the hollow fields. These guys need to move a bit more and they'd be out of the firing arc. There's the artillery spotters doing their thing, calling off-map shells. Artillery shell, smoke shell, and in tier 2 they can call in an incendiary shell, which is pretty nasty. Weber Gate is right there, but you can't see it yet. There he goes. The spotters are a detector unit, and now he can see it and shoot it up and get a whole bunch of XP. Gonna take him a while though with las guns. Plague Champion takes the east side. He's halfway through level 1. No war gear. No war gear either for the Kill Sorcerer. No war gear for the Farseer either for the Lord General or the Force Commander. Brother Captain does have some stuff. Mantle of Terror, Canticle of Absolution is so freaking awesome, especially against Chaos, where it completely screws with Heretics. And Purified Blades is up. Quite an interesting accessory, not something you see all that often. Brother Captain does have some very nice accessories, but will help against these big armies of melee heretics. We have 3 aspiring champion heretics up there. Blood Crusher is on the field for Boink, going through mid. A demon with vehicle armor, some very good single target DPS and mobility, but not the toughest vehicle around. Can be worshipped though for great effect, of course. Lord General behind cover, taking shots though from the Rangers, loses a Stormtrooper. He can reinforce them in the field. He has a sniper rifle queued up for tier 2. So he's most likely going to want to get some Stormtroopers on the field to synergize with that. Heavy Weapons Squad suppresses the Rangers and they eat no, that was a regular shell, but they were in retreat so they weren't knocked back. And there's the Psychic Storm, which is so painful from the Farseer. From her rune armor, she's almost taken down in range there, but now the Eldar can push through, maybe put some pressure on this power. East side kicking off, is it? Force Commander in retreat, aspiring champion up on these Chaos Space Marines. We had an Incinerator up in the Strike Squad, which might help deal with the Heretics, put some damage on. I don't think a single Incinerator can suppress a squad though. Blood Crusher is going to get away. We see Sigil of the Rift usage on those Devastators. Warped Rift is the name of the ability. Heretics catching them in retreats, and they lose 2 models. But we see a Terminator Librarian for David. A bit odd to rush tier 2 for a Librarian. Usually you want this guy out when you have Purifiers or Interceptors or something. We have a Brother Captain with the hammer again. I think a response to all of these melee Heretics running around. Very big disruption weapon. Demolishing Strike is nasty. 331, 455. Blood Crusher now being healed by the Tzeentch worship, also being infiltrated, of course. A pretty good worship for the Blood Crusher, giving a 20% range damage reduction from being partially revealed. 323, 455. Tactical Marines with a missile launcher and a sergeant. Suppressed instantly by the Havocs at full range there. Terminator Librarian has the Codicum Aeternum, uses it on the Tactical Marines. It infiltrates them and boosts their damage, the Shrouding ability. 311, 455. There's the Canticle of Absolution. Heretics will not be able to worship. They will not be able to Doom Blast. Blood Crusher won't be able to charge or roar. Such an awesome ability, but now it's worn off. Havocs are wiped out though. Brother Captain with a special with the Demon Hammer. 305, 455. Big engagement on this east side. double heretics are so dangerous. They're blobbed up like that alongside raptors. Assault Marines jumping in and disrupting everything. There's touch of Nurgle though. And Assault Marines need to run the heck away from that. I don't think that was worth it though. Probably would have been able to force them off without the touch of Nurgle. Did get 2 models, which he probably wouldn't have got, and does take out the Force Commander with the Doom Blast, so maybe it was worth it. Heretics down to just their aspiring champion, and they need to run away. I very much like to use, try and talk properly, Raptors with my Plague champion, because you can jump them in to very bad situations and then use Touch of Nurgle for some awesome bombs. Touch of Nurgle, of course, doing more damage when it's not used on a Heretic model. 305, 440, I think double damage in fact. Otherwise, Raptors seem to draw a lot of aggro and die quite easily, unless they're on a 2v2 situation like the east side of this map, for example. We'll see how they go. They were buffed, of course. They got their demonic strength ability when you just have their aspiring champion now. Don't need their blood maul, which was actually demon maul, I should say, which is actually removed for now. 305, 440. Plague champion has his Plague Fist, but nothing else, which is a bit odd. Falcon up for Lesten. West side, what's going on? Dire Avengers, triple Dire Avengers are still going strong. None of them have their X up, but we do have a Falcon, Rangers, and a Shuriken. The Farseer herself with that rune armor. Looks like it's been pretty much a stalemate here. We've seen some pushes through to the powers now and then. Lots of worship going on. Good grief, you cannot unfortunately affect your allies with worship, even if they are chaos allies. They only affect your units. 294, 440. Warp Rift on the Devastators, but they were in retreat in time, so were not affected by it. What did force them off had the desired effect. Now no Devastators for this engagement. Marco Corner CSM can happily just run in here, as can the Plague Champion. He has the Icon of Nurgle. Tactical Marines running away. Brother Captain dealing with the CSM quite well, and they are forced to retreat. A big smite going in from the Terminator Librarian, and look at this melee. Assault Marines, no way they're getting out of that, surely. Why are these guys worshipping? Oh, they're trying to heal up the Blood Crusher, but the Assault Marines do go down. 294, 418, a massive engagement over here. A very quick and brutal one as well. Sorcerer, what does he have? He still only has Decision of the Rift level 2. Now the Brother Captain and Terminator Librarian going after the Plague Champion. I think he does 55 power melee DPS, the Terminator Librarian. It's not a huge amount, but you've got to remember he has Terminator armor on, so he can't be suppressed, and he walks through stuff. But down he goes, in fact, Blood Crusher finishing him off. Wow, Las Cannon Rhino though, one more shot and this Blood Crusher might go down. Boom, you saw the Canticle there. If he used the Canticle of Absolution on heretics while they are worshipping, they are forced to leave their worship. Since otherwise they'd be stuck in worship, and he can easily wipe them out. 294, 358, here comes Strat Squad. They now have their Justicar, gives them a couple of really good abilities, Purification and Energy Burst. Space Marine Dreadnought charging around as well. Starts off as a melee walk with those 2 close combat weapons, and that awesome melee inspiration which affects those Strat Squad, as you see there when he took down the node. Don't need to kill an enemy unit to get it. Lots of pressure from Djimbo onto Lesten. Farseer is down. Spotters have done well, it looks like. Level 2. They do have their incendiary shells, you can tell by the plus decorator there. 294, 296 is very close on VPs. Double cap. Blue team seem to have the best of the map right now, but red team can push back very quickly on the east side maybe. They need some AV. Manu does have some Plague Marines, and here they come. Have a snaring missile launcher, not a whole bunch of damage, but their durability more than makes up for that, I think. 294, 272. 2-1 cap, and the Rhino escapes thanks to these Devastators. Pestilent Strike there, used to shield his allied units from ranged fire. It's a big range damage resistance bonus. I think it's like 80% or something crazy. But does affect enemy units in that cloud as well, of course. Force Commander walking into a fight he cannot win there, has no war gear. That guy's level 3 though. Maybe he wants Terminator armor in tier 3 and that's why, because Terminator armor is pretty tasty right now with the fixed heavy flamer and the reduced cost of things. Down goes the Rhino. 294, 247. Warp Rift on those Devastators in all sorts of trouble. Heretics in retreat path. They could be done for. In fact, they are done for. No, doesn't attack them. The Plague Champion does it instead, and down they go. Crazy, crazy engagement again, and red team have the best of it. Sorcerer can now cap the east side. Dreadnought's being chased. Plague Marines need to keep moving. The way to chase with Plague Marines is to manually move them between shots. Otherwise, they'll just stand still until their weapon is reloaded, or they get far enough away. Assault Marines hitting the Assault Terminators, I should say, hitting the field. Down goes the Dreadnought. Marcos each Dreadnought, I think, got it. Assault Terminators have to teleport away there. Unique Terminators for the Force Commander with these big Storm Shields and Thunderhammers. Heavy melee damage and lots of it. Have that melee inspiration as well. Well, they have inspiration on any kill, but those guys have melee weapons. Ogren's up for Djimbo. Running into the Eldar lines. What can they do about this? Just try and DPS them out. And here comes Boink to help out. Bunch of word bearers. 276, 230. And double guardsmen run away. They're both fully upgraded with their 2 squad leaders. No specialized weapons yet though. So this is not really worth it against Eldar to get plasma guns unless a bunch of Wraith Guard are on the field or something, or the Avatar makes an appearance. Blue team regathering themselves to push. Another Terminator Librarian is up. And he is going to synergize well with these Assault Terminators. He's gone for the Codicum Aeternum, could put Shrouding on them to buff their damage and make them infiltrated. They will be instantly discovered by the Aspiring Champion Heretics, of course, but will give them that damage resistance from being infiltrated to ranged fire. Chaos Dreadnought needs to come top. Come on. There we go.
Sir, our advantage is slight.
And that Zinch missile launcher will do a lot of damage to those Terminators since they are a large target. Plague Marines will also be getting shots off with their missile launcher on them. There we go, you just saw one go in. Synergy of the Rift doing its thing again. Displacing a Strat Squad there. Level 3 Strat Squad in all sorts of trouble and are forced off. There is the Chains of Torment from the Chaos Sorcerer. Force Commander just about getting away. Almost level 4. There is a Dark Flames on a big blob of blue stuff. Something just wiped out. I think that was... Oh no, they didn't wipe out. Tactical Marines still in retreat. They get away with one model. Another pretty damn good engagement for red. Blue team just lobbing up there. Not really using their positioning well. Assault Terminators now have a pretty long run back. What is this Raptor up to? They are strangely spread out and running away. Hell Fury on a big blob of red stuff. Not doing a whole lot. That's the Hell Fury strike, the global ability of the Grey Knights. Paladins on the field for David. Didn't even see these guys. Assault Terminators and Paladins. That is a lot of heavy melee damage. Kind of surprised he didn't go for his lightning claws on these guys. They're gonna die anyway. There we go. Taken down by the Chaos Terminators and that Dreadnought. Wow, big units coming out left and right. Now Djimbo is coming east to reinforce his Imperial allies. Ogren's getting a Medipack heal. Double Ogren's up for Djimbo. Can't remember the last time I saw this. And those guys have to retreat. Look at the ranged damage. This is nuts. You have Autocannon Havocs. Chaos Terminator is doing big damage with those Twinning Bolters. Marcos Zinch CSM, of course. Is he going to get lightning claws for these guys and go up against those Paladins? Purify is up now. This is going to be an awesome end to the game. 267, 156. Strat Squad level 3. Still have an Incinerator. Surely they should switch to the Psycannon now. Doesn't have the resources, I think. He wants his Justicar up as soon as he can. There he goes. Purifier's dedicated melee squad with power melee weapons, and that demon hammer there on the Justicar is a heavy melee weapon. Have the psychic field and the longest charge range in the game. They're going to hurt those Terminators for sure, especially with Terminator Librarian support. Does he have his other upgrade? I can't tell. Red team are capping. They're going to have a triple hit. Look at that turnaround. 245, 153. There's the triple for red team. Can they hold on? Lesten was under a lot of pressure on the west side, but he's preserved his stuff mostly. He's lost the Dire Avenger squad, but I don't think he's lost anything else. He has Dark Reapers now. We know what these guys can do to heavy armor and super heavy armor as well. There's the Exarch with his big ass Tempest launcher. New models are pretty damn cool for the Dire Avengers. 204, 153. Might get a huge engagement in middle. All of the word bearers need to come down here and support. In fact, a bunch of word bearers are going to flank Chaos Terminator's Mark of Khorne CSM, which are almost level 3. Double Ogrins here. There's going to be Purifiers in there, Paladins, Terminator Librarian, Space Marine Librarian. Force Commander still has no war gate. In fact, he's now going for the Terminator armor. 179, 153. Is that the Nemesis Vortex? It is. Big engagement here. Heretics forced off, so are the CSM, and that was a bad decision to flank. And I think he just used Dark Excommunication, a global ability for the Grey Knights that prevents ability usage across the map on your enemies. Such a powerful global. 165, 153. Autocannon heavy weapon squad. Lightning Claw, Chaos Terminators under pressure. Now I think it's worth it for Djimbo to get plasma guns up on his guardsmen. Since you might see a bunch of 3 versus 3 fights here. 155, 153, 2-1 for red. There's the Sigil of the Rift again. This time displacing Paladins, who are taking a lot of damage here. Teleporting away to the east side, which is a good choice. If they teleported back to the north, they probably just would have been shot down. Did I just see Seer Councillor? I did see some Seer Councillor from Lesten. Dedicated melee squad with power melee weapons, some awesome mobility, and a passive buff to nearby allies as well. Great damage and a passive leap which knocks stuff over. 132, 153 Paladins are locked into place by Chains of Torment and are getting focused down here, but can they escape? One model is trying to escape and gets away. Wow. Or does it? They're still chasing. 123, 153, so 2-1 cap. Crazy stuff. And red team again coming out on top. And in fact, Improvise losing most of his army. He has Tactical Marines and his Force Commander Terminator, which has gone for the Lightning Claws option, reduced in price to 70 rec, 40 power. Can be pretty damn dangerous now. 111, 153, he does have a teleporter. There it is, when he gets his Terminator armor, and he can retreat. Unlike other Terminator variants, Paladins need to get back to base and reinforce for 108.25. Purifiers got a bit of XP, so they did something. Didn't quite keep track of what they did. Phobos on the way for Boink. If blue team can pull this back, it would be an awesome comeback, because Improviser lost so much. He must be... Nope, I thought he was saving for a land raider. In fact, he might still be. He's getting some more attacks on the field. Can get another plasma gun up. Maybe these guys with a missile launcher. 88, 153. Kicking off east side. Here come double Ogrins. Lord General is there. Everything gets chained. Look at the area that covered. That is some crazy crowd control. 84, 153. Disruptive grenade barrage. Autocannon Havocs are in retreat. Terminator Librarian being smacked in the face by the Plague Champion. Armor of Pestilence is up and down he goes. 84, 153. Well, here comes Djimbo unleashing the Ogrins. Lightning Claw Terminators are there though, Chaos Terminators I should say, and they will tear apart the Ogrins. Ogrins really can't stand against the tier 3 big dedicated melee squads, such as Terminators, Knobs and Seer Council. Wonder how they fare against Purifiers. I imagine Purifiers win that engagement, but Ogrins are awesome line breakers, and they have that heavy melee damage on every model of course. 75, 153.
Allies report Force Commander on the field.
Dire Avengers capping. Is it time for the Ogryns to be buffed, maybe? With all the other big melee options that are now part of Elite, with Purifiers and Interceptors and Chaos Terminators. 60, 153 and Seer Council for every Eldar commander. Looks like the red team have this. Can't get a triple, but they do have the double. And this Falcon is still up, level 3, which might have helped greatly in the past engages when it was around, allowing everything to reinforce around it. Improvise has recovered quite well with Tax, a Predator tank and some scouts now. One last push maybe for blue team. Maybe. Taking a natural back, that's for sure. 2-1 is there. Phobos now hits the field. Wow, look at the damage to that Predator tank in one volley. Dark Creepers getting a bit too close to those Purifiers and they'll be torn apart. Dark Creepers have heavy armor, so those power melee weapons will tear them to shreds. And Paladins turn and disintegrate those Dark Creepers. D-Cannon also getting caught. Lesten, his concentration letting him down at the end of the game, but I don't think it's going to matter. Or maybe it will. Brother Caps on the Terminator, Force Commander, decapped Red Team's natural Seer Counselor there, who are doing a lot of damage to him. Here come Paladins for support. Paladins have a health regeneration aura. Purifies there also, still level 1. There's an Abyss. Global nuke for the Chaos Forces, killing a bunch of stuff, but I think mostly just guards, I'm not sure. 3, 147 to 2-1. There's a rocket run from Djimbo. That's the global nuke for Imperial Guard. Very, very powerful against infantry blobs. Double Ogryns in retreat. Haven't quite done as well as I'm sure he would have hoped. Those Stormtroopers, was that, or Spotters getting wiped out there. Lightning Core Chaos Terminators take down the Brother Captain alongside the Plague Champion. There's an Orbital. Look how far it's spread out, hitting those CSM, taking the Terminators also. Plague Champion level 7, kicking some serious ass. Paladins fleeing from Seer Council, but there is the game. A 2-1 at the end, wins it for Red Team. Awesome, awesome stuff. Great to see a big blob of Wordbearer stuff alongside some Eldar up against a bunch of Imperial forces. Improvise losing a lot at the end. There's not much more it could have done. I think Djimbo got level 3 and level 2 Ogryns, so they did do something certainly, but there was just so much powerful anti-melee on the red team. We had Plague Champion, we had those Chaos Terminators of course as well. This Dreadnought did very well, level 3. Awesome game, lots of action. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.